Hey guys, it's Riley or else Thrifted over on Instagram and Poshmark, and today I'm gonna do a thrift with me. So I was driving home from the doctor and decided to stop in Goodwill, even though I don't need to. What's new? And I already have my mask on because I was just about to get out of the car, but I was like, hey, you know what? I can make this a thrift with me. So let's go. So we're already in the store and I found 2 pairs of shoes already. I did not record myself walking into the store because it was super busy. And right away, here's a pair of Sperry's. They are camo Sperry's, which is the only reason I looked at them and potentially would have paid $5. Probably not though. But they were 7, so left them behind. Continuing to look and not seeing much right away, but then I found these. They are a pair of girls' camper boots. Camper is a somewhat pricey shoe brand, so I grabbed those. They won't sell for as much because they're girl shoes, but still grabbed them. And then I found these right next to the camper boots. They were like a vintage combat boot, and I heard someone say recently that this style is doing well for them, so I grabbed them to look up the brand, put them in my cart, but I actually ended up putting them back. I didn't even look them up. They're just not my style, and I wasn't excited to list them, so I put them back for someone else. Now, what else are we gonna find here? It was super busy in the shoe section, and I felt kind of weird filming, but I'm getting used to it. I'm getting used to filming around other people. I know they're looking at me like, what are you doing? But it's okay. These were super cute sandals. I could tell they were cheap, but I kind of wish I looked up the brand just because they were a trendy style. Maybe they would have been worth something. And continuing to look, those are just Target brand shoes. BOC, those are pretty worn, and that's not my favorite brand to sell. Here I found this vintage pair of Nike shoes, and I did put these in my cart, but I left them behind because I think they were golf shoes, and while I'm sure they still could have sold for something, I probably would have picked them up at the bins. I didn't want to pay $5 for golf shoes. Coming up here is a pair of Cole Haan heels. Here they are, and they were like $13, I think, which is crazy expensive. I've said this in previous videos, but Cole Haan is not my favorite brand to sell, and here is another Cole Haan pair of shoes. Those are $5. They were pretty worn, and just not the style I'm looking for right now, but possibly would have picked them up at the bins, because I'll pick up a lot of things at the bins when I'm paying about $1.20 per pair of shoes. I actually have a bins haul coming soon, so look out for that. I still need to film it. And a Pounds to Play-Dohs. If you like my Pounds to Play-Dohs, I have one of those coming soon as well. And that shoe was cute, but not any brand name. And seeing what I can find, and I found this pair of Toms. This is a very old style, and I miss the price on that, but they wanted over $10, which is crazy. And those are a pair of Steve Maddens, pretty worn, and I did not like the style at all, and they wanted $10. The pricing is kind of inconsistent. Those are Hush Puppies. Do you guys sell Hush Puppies? I have never sold them before. And what else are we gonna find? It was hard for me to film that top shelf with the boots, but I didn't really find anything up there anyway. Those are Charles David, and they had a little spot on them, but I figured I could get that out with suede cleaner, and it did come out, and that spot did come out, but I have to be careful with the suede remover I use because I did kind of make a mess up on the shoe using it. And here I'm looking at the cart you're not supposed to be shopping off of, and I found this pair of Seychelles. Is that what they were? And I did leave these behind. I could have made some money on them, but I didn't like the style, and I would have grabbed them at the bins, but I put them behind for someone else to find. And this no shopping off the cart in new racks thing is new for my Goodwills. They have started doing this since the stores reopened from COVID, and I was complaining to my mom about it because I love shopping off the new racks. It's where you find great stuff. And her theory is they don't want people all swarming together to shop at the new racks when they come out, which I think is probably valid. And here's a pair of Liz Claiborne sneakers. And I wasn't going to pick them up, but good for Liz Claiborne. They were cute. And couldn't find a brand on those, so left them behind. And these are a pair of Naturalizer booties. That's the newer Naturalizer tag. And I would have grabbed these at the bins for sure. I was kind of on the fence for $5. They were cute, in good condition, fall's coming up. But I have a few pair of Naturalizer shoes listed and have sold none of them, so I left those behind. And continuing to look, those were Sperry's. And they were super worn, missing a zipper pull, and I left them behind. I don't know if I even would have grabbed those at the bins. Who knows? I could have thrown them in my cart. Those were Forever 21, and I just thought they were cute for myself, but I have no reason to wear heels right now. and I don't know, what are we going to find? Continuing to look. Oh, I like these. These are Dr. Scholl's. They don't sell for a lot, but they do sell, and I would grab those at the bids for sure. I would have picked them up for $5, not for $7, because even with $5, there's not a whole lot of room for profit. I don't know what I was trying to show you there. I could not see that tag. Moving on. Those, I don't know what those were. Oh, were those Skechers? Could be, but I left them, so it doesn't matter. Here is a pair of career wear Calvin Klein shoes. Would have grabbed those at the bins, but of course Goodwill wants like $13. Okay, ready? Do you see them? Do you see them? There they are. I just saw them, and I was like, oh my god, are those fake? They have to be fake, right? Nope, they're Rothy's. They're $7, and they are Rothy's. And here I'm like freaking out. I'm trying to pull up the insole, see if there's like a size tag in there, trying to quickly authenticate them. But honestly, I was like too excited to even try to authenticate them. So that was my score of the day. Oh my gosh. And here you see me trying to take my thumbnail. That one was a fail, and trying again, trying not to look like a weirdo to all the people shopping. And that is the one I used. Still not my favorite, but glad I got it. Moving on from the Rothys. These were a pair of kids Air Force Ones. They were $5, and I didn't feel like looking up comps. I just figured they weren't selling for more, even $25. Who knows? They were probably selling for like $15. So didn't even bother. Someone else will like those for their kid. And okay, this brand always, I don't know what it's called, but it always looks like Fendi to me. And so, of course, it always gets me, and it's not Fendi. So a lot of Goodwills in my area have gotten rid of like this wall of shoes, which is really disappointing because it's my favorite way to shop for shoes. And now they're just over the clothes, which is dumb. There's less shoes to shop from. Here is a pair of Cupid shoes. This is like a boutique brand. I don't sell Cupid, and I thought these might be Converse, but they were just knockoff fake Converse, so moving on from those. And coming up here is a pair of Sam Edelman shoes, and last year I would have totally have thrown those in my cart, but this is definitely an older style, and Sam Edelman is just not selling for me like it used to. Those were Franco Stardo. I really like the style of those, but they're $15, so no thank you. What were these? Morona. So pass. And let's continue looking at all the shoes they have. My favorite section. I'm just filling up the time with random words because we're not finding anything. These were Nicole Miller, I think, and I liked the style, but they did look like they had a lot of like weird wear to the fabric. And these are Skechers, and I explain this purchase a little more in my haul, which will be coming in a separate video because this thrift with me is pretty long. But I grabbed these Skechers. They ended up being girl sizes, so if I had realized that, I would have left that behind because I don't want to pay $5 for those girl shoes. But I grabbed them. And continuing to look here, oh look, another pair of Skechers. The only Skechers I have ever picked up before to resale is the style Skechers Shape Ups. And these ones were in great condition. They were pretty clean. I've already actually taken a magic eraser to clean what little dirt was on them, and those will be up soon. Definitely like a $30 sale there. If you guys like this style of voiceover thrift with me, please let me know, and I will continue to make them. My last one did very well, which is why I made this one. Here is a pair of Clarks. And I do pick up these more ugly comfort style of Clarks sometimes, but those ones are $7, and that was more than I was willing to pay because they'd sell for like $25 max. Here is that classic style of Lucky Brand booty. They only wanted $5, so I picked them up knowing that I could sell those at least for $25, probably even more because they're in great condition. Moving on, there's my cart of shoes so far. It's pretty full. A woman actually started shopping through my cart because she thought it was shoes that were about to be put on the rack. Here's a pair of Asics. Running shoes can be a good pickup, but the tread was too worn out on those. These candy boots I totally would have picked up at the bins, but paying like $5, $7, I didn't want to risk having the style sit in my closet. Here is a pair of Madewell loafers, and actually I don't necessarily regret picking these up, but they had way more wear than I initially noticed. The outside looks good because I've polished them up with some leather polish, but the inside still has a decent amount of wear. This right here, Quick That Style, is a Lita by Jeffrey Campbell. That was a knockoff, but if you ever see that style, that is what they are called. I don't think they're super popular anymore, so I probably wouldn't pick them up unless I'm getting them dirt cheap. And these are a pair of Adidas shoes, but they just had too much wear, and I thought about them for myself, but I don't need them. Oh, these are Mark Fisher sandals. I really liked these, and Mark Fisher does well for me, but I ended up putting them back because they were $5, and they were just not super substantial. Here's a pair of Sam Edelman. I again considered getting those, but Sam Edelman's just not doing well for me. And here we're going through bras and lingerie. I sped up the footage a little bit because I don't find much and it's not super exciting. This is a section I don't normally go to, but the store was just so busy. I was just trying to find a rack that I could easily film at and not get other people in the footage and also not have people stare at me all weird. Here, is this something? Oh no, I didn't pick that up. We do have a bra coming up that I grab, but I'm finding a ton of Victoria's Secret. I do tend to find a lot of Victoria's Secret bras at my thrift stores, and I used to pick them up, but they're pricing them way too high. $5, $6 is just too much for a Victoria's Secret bra. I should put an asterisk on that. Most Victoria's Secret bras, I wouldn't pay that much. I grab them at the bins now for super dirt cheap, and I'm making selling them for like $13. So here is a Becca swimsuit, and I did throw this in my cart, but I put it back because honestly, I just didn't love the style. It felt a little bit older. Totally would have picked it up at the bins because it'd probably sell for like $15. Didn't want to pay $5 for it though. And so that does end up going back and continuing to look through the racks here. That is a Victoria's Secret swimsuit right there. Is it? I thought it was. Yeah, you can see it on the tag there. Victoria's Secret swimsuits sell great if you can get them from the bins. I would not pay much for them. Here is a Torrid bra, and I actually do end up grabbing this bra because Torrid bras consistently sell for like $25. And moving on from the Torrid bra, quickly going back to the bras, and here's a swimsuit. That is one tip. My Goodwills tend to mix a lot of swimsuits in with the bras, so if you are shopping for swimsuits, I'd recommend going through the bras as well. And you will see that in a second because coming up, stalling because it's not there. Here it is. It is a Torrid swimsuit. And again, I did end up grabbing this for $5. I expect hopefully about $30 on that one. And this is a Victoria's Secret bra, and it was actually my size. I do have a rather big bust, so I was thinking about that for myself. But it was $6, and I don't like that style, and I left it behind. And if you didn't know, Victoria's Secret uses prison labor, and I do not want to support that brand. So here's a book that I've been looking for, so grab that for myself. So this is like a 2000s nightgown, but I was looking at it because it is very cottagecore style, which is a great keyword. Look that up. It's super trendy on like TikTok and Instagram right now, but I left it. And that was a Joie pajama set, but they wanted $20, so I passed. And now we're looking through PJs. And here in the pajamas is an Anthropologie Akemi and Kin top. I did leave that because I'm just not liking Anthropologie basics anymore. But that is a great thrifting tip. There are always regular pieces in the PJ section. And here is a Victoria's Secret nightie I would have totally picked up like 2 years ago, but they wanted too much and they're not selling for much anymore. And here I am checking the go back rack, and that is another one of my thrifting tips. I always like to go through the go back rack. Other resellers might put the items back there that they decided not to get, or just people who are shopping for themselves, tried stuff on, didn't want it. And oh my gosh, another amazing find, a Burberry trench coat. And I have found Burberry in my thrift stores before, but they've always been overpriced and terrible styles, and I've always just left them behind. But this is only priced at $35, and I just threw it in my cart and was like, you know what, I'm going to authenticate it later, and I just want it in my cart now. And I continued to go through the go back rack, and honestly, we weren't supposed to be shopping off of these. There was a sign that said, don't shop off for your safety. Again, I don't think they want like people swarming to the racks. If you know the reason why they have that, please let me know. Very interested. But I broke the rules and shopped off the rack anyway. But I did not find much else on this rack. There was one item, I believe, and it's coming. I cropped a little footage out because I wasn't finding anything, but then here it is. I found this Madewell graphic tee, and it's $7, and I was like, I don't think I can pay $7 to resell, but I threw it in my cart to think about, and I actually ended up buying it to give to my mom. Here I'm just checking the date tag and see it's from summer 2017, because if it was a more recent piece, it totally could have been worth paying $7, but as many of you know, Madewell is not worth what it used to be. And here I am. I don't find anything else on this rack, but I did finish going through the rack because it would drive me crazy if I did not. Did pass a pair of Vineyard Vines shorts, but Vineyard Vines is just not a brand that does very well for me. And you might have seen me there checking the buttons on that pair of overalls. Quick tip, if you're moving fast, check the buttons to see if it's hardware you recognize. And coming up here is a Venus swimsuit that I'm wondering if I should have checked comps on, because it was very funky and totally seemed like something that would have done well, but it was also a little expensive. And I ended up putting this sweater back because, as you see, ThredUp is the first thing that comes up when you Google that brand, and that is not something you want when you're buying an item to resell. And now we're in the blazers. PJs, blazers, and lingerie are often racks I don't gravitate towards, but the store was so busy, and again, I was just trying to find racks that I could film and show you guys what I was finding, so these were the racks I went to today. And I found a J. Crew schoolboy blazer that is totally a bolo. Sorry, fingers making an appearance there, but those do very well, so I was excited to find that. And finger is also cutting in, and I cut some footage out because my finger was annoying me. But here we are, continuing to go down the rack of blazers. I feel like when I go through blazers, I always leave with 1 or 2 solid pieces. So that is definitely an area I should be shopping at more, but I don't know why. I just tend to forget about blazers. And here is a Giorgio Armani Le Collezione. First time, I don't know if actually it's the first time I found this brand, but first time I considered really buying it. It was definitely a vintage piece, looking over it, and I thought it was really beautiful, but then I checked sold listings, and here first are some listed comps, listed pretty high, but sold, not sold for very much. Comps kind of all over the place. Just decided I didn't feel like risking it. I have a lot of inventory I need to list, and didn't want to be stuck with that piece. I remember like last year people were going crazy picking up Giorgio Armani Le Collezione to sell to ThredUp, but I don't sell on ThredUp, and also I don't know how that's doing anymore. This was an Ivanka Trump blazer, new without tags. I thought it was cute, but it was $15. Oh, but right next to that is a Lafayette 148 blazer, and the brand doesn't have a great resale value, at least on Poshmark, but I did end up throwing it in my cart because, you know, I can probably make like 25 bucks on it, which is honestly good enough for me. So continuing to go through the blazers here, but I don't think I find anything else. Lafayette 148, I think, is another brand that actually does well on ThredUp in the real. Don't take my word for it, but I'm pretty sure if you do have some of those pieces and sell on either of those platforms, that would be the best route. And here I'm going through the dresses, but it was very hard to film on these tall dress racks with my camera, so I kind of gave up and just ended up showing you one dress, which I found. It's this Kendall plus Kylie, new with tag dress, and it was regular dress price, which surprised me, so I threw that in my cart, and if you don't know, that is the higher end Kendall plus Kylie brand. And here is a cloth and stone jumpsuit, and it was tie-dye, so I thought it might do well. I personally hate cloth and stone, checked comps, wasn't selling for very much, left it behind. Alright guys, that is the end of the thrift with me. The haul portion will be coming in a second video because this video got so long. So keep your eyes out for that. I think I'm going to post it in 2 days. I hope you enjoyed this thrift with me. Thank you so much for watching. Bye guys.